Hey everyone, Sebastian here. I hope you're all doing well. So today I want to talk to you guys about the daily habits of millionaires, as our title shows right now. So I've been reading a lot about this topic through books, through online, and there's several things. There's a couple of good articles on entrepreneur.com and another one that we'll show you here in a little bit that really play into how the millionaire really thinks about his day, how he plans his day, and things that he does to make him more productive and also save money in the long run. One of the things that I didn't notice in here was that was discussed in here was that a lot of times millionaires will also put themselves out of their comfort zone. Meaning, we all get into this place where we're comfortable in our daily habits, our work, our friends, our family, the places we visit, the restaurants we go and visit, and we stick to that daily habit and our comfort zone. What I've also noticed is that a lot of millionaires get out of their comfort zone, and in order to do that, I think it also builds their self-esteem, their confidence, and it makes them do things that they normally wouldn't want to do on a daily basis, which is always good for a way to grow. So let's get into it. I'm going to show you my iPad screen here. So on entrepreneur.com, they have 9 everyday habits of the average millionaire. The first one being that they talk about is that they read for self-improvement, which I agree wholeheartedly with this one. One of the things that I took away from reading other people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, some of the biggest billionaires, I guess, in the world, is that they are relentless readers. They read a lot. So that's one of the things that I try to emulate is reading a lot when I have the time. It's a little challenging working a regular 8 to 5 job. Kids, family, wife, and everything else. So you try to put a little time aside to read. One of the best ways that I found to read a lot was actually using Audible. They're not sponsoring this video at all, but when I was going to college, I have like a 45 minute drive to my college. And during that time, I would just pop in an audiobook, listen to it on my way there and on my way back. And it's surprising how much information you can actually gather from those and to use in your real life. So I wholeheartedly agree with this one, reading for self-improvement. And part of it says, according to research from Thomas Crowley, 85% of self-made millionaires read 2 or more books per month. I think if you can get at least 1 book a month, that's great. I averaged about a book a month and a half every 2 months. It's just tough, especially when you have kids, family, and everything else going on, going to school. But that's number one. And they also read, millionaires read about books that encourage self-improvement. This includes topics like how-tos, biographies, self-help, leadership, or current events. So the more you read, the more you're going to be intellectually educated, the more you can put into your real life situations. So I highly recommend doing that one. Number 2, they say they create multiple streams of income. This is a big one. And this is something that I'm trying to get to right now. The stocks is obviously a good one, especially the ones that pay dividends on them. And then you also can look into rental properties. And if you look at like Meet Kevin, Graham Stephan, they all started out with real estate. So that's a good place to start with getting multiple streams of income. So whether you're working regular 8 to 5 job, and then you have another income stream from rental properties, that's a great way to start. Number 3 is they live on a monthly budget. And that's great if you're by yourself, but once you have a family, it gets a little bit harder to live on a budget, especially kids. Things come up, they need dental, they need clothes, they need shoes, they need this and that. So it's a little bit more of a challenge to live on a budget when you have a family. Number 4 is they don't leave money on the table, meaning that if you're working for somebody and your employer is providing to your 401k or matching it, they usually will put in as much as they can to get matched for it. So that's a great way of doing it. Number 5 is they avoid debt. They look at assets and things that bring in money. So debt, obviously, credit cards, loans, anything like that. They want to get those paid off as soon as possible, and not have those as a something that's a burden on their income. They also set daily goals. This is a great way to plan ahead. So one of the best things that I did was at the end of the night, I would look to see what I had to do for the following day and the following week. And I would write it down in my notepad and work towards those goals daily and weekly. Number 7, they don't act rich. I think a lot of us have that problem where we try to match the Joneses next door to us. If they get a new car, we feel like we have to get a new car. If they get a new TV, we have to do that. And we're always playing catch up. And one of the things that the millionaires don't do is, these are people who think they're, or people like us, or not like us, I wouldn't say that, but for the average person, they try to act like they're millionaires, but they're really not. So in here it says, these are people who think they are acting rich via the adoption of prestige brands, but in most cases they are only acting like each other. Which is true, because we're always trying to play catch up with our neighbors, our friends, our family. We're trying to show them that we're better off than we really are, or better off than they are. And that's a bad cycle to be in, especially as we get older. We want to avoid those kind of traps and get out of those. So we have to plan ahead, do what's best for us, and not look to see what our neighbors are doing, our friends, our family. But we need to set some sort of goals, obviously, to where we want to be in the future. Number 8 is they're entrepreneurs. And this is kind of interesting. According to the Millionaire Next Door, 20% of the affluent households in America are headed by retirees. Of the remaining 80%, more than 2/3 are headed by self-employed owners of businesses. In America, fewer than 1 in 5 households, or 18%, is headed by a self-employed business owner or a professional. But these self-employed people are 4 times more likely to be millionaires than those who work for others. And that's always, unfortunately, the case for the most part, unless you get into a high-paying position, like a CFO, product engineer, or senior product engineer at a big company. You're always going to be at the mercy of, unfortunately, your boss as far as what they're willing to pay you, and then increase your wages year over year. But when you work for yourself, basically the sky is the limit. You can do whatever you want as far as how far your income can go. And then number 9, they're patient. They look at the long-term game of their life, not a short-term one. So they will plan for years ahead, work towards those goals, and come out better because of it. And then the next one that I want to talk to you, let me see. Okay, so here we go. So Business Insider came up with 17 habits of self-made millionaires from a man who spent 5 years studying rich people. The number 1 here is the read constantly, which is the same thing that was written in the Entrepreneur article. The exercise. Exercise is obviously a good way to relieve stress, and it also helps you clear your head a little bit. So it says here, cardio is not only good for the body, but it's good for the brain. He wrote, it grows neurons, brain cells in the brain. The more brain cells you have, the smarter you're going to be, the better you're off you're going to be in the long run. Number 3, they hang out with other successful people. So for this one, I think it's more learning from others that have succeeded before you or are succeeding right now, and you're learning from them by what they're doing. Are there any tax loopholes that you can take advantage of? Are there connections that they can provide you with to grow your business or to grow whatever you're doing? And then just to get input from your ideas, to get advice from them as well. So that's a successful way of doing that. Number 4 is they volunteer. One thing that I've learned over the years is that a lot of successful people volunteer their time. And I think one, it helps them out. So in the article it says here to surround themselves with good people. Many self-made millionaires turn to charity. Corey said in the article, which is true. Like I've said before, a lot of them are millionaires to begin with. They provide their time to one, to feel better about their community, to help others out, and the other thing is to build relationships with others that are successful as well. Number five is they practice dream setting. This one, from everything that I've read on it, it's a kind of mute point. I think setting goals is much better. So number six is they pursue their own goals. Dream setting is, I could be dream setting about winning the lottery ticket. What are my chances of winning that? Not very high. But when you set your goals that you believe you can accomplish, I think that's a better alternative than dream setting. And then number seven is they sleep at least 7 hours a night. Most people can get away with 6 to 8 hours of sleep. So they do put in a lot of time in the morning, in the afternoon, and then in the evening. In my case, like I said, I work a regular job. So then when I come home, spend time with the family. And then at night when they go to bed, I actually have time to do these videos for you guys. Number eight, they get up early. This is also tough. Depending on your situation, if you don't have a family, kids, everything else, sometimes your best time to work is at night. And then, so you go to bed at 12, 1 o'clock and wake up at 7 o'clock. And you still feel like you have plenty of rest, but waking up anything earlier than that is going to be relatively difficult. They have multiple sources of income, like the other article talked about, stocks, dividends, uh, rental properties. They find and check in with mentors. Mentors are obviously great to have, especially if you're in the same industry or similar industries. They can point you in the right direction. They can also give you guidance, set up meetings with other people that could help you in your industry. So I agree with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Um, my mentors are a couple people on YouTube as well. Well, I wouldn't say they're mentors, but I look up to them. They help others succeed. This is a big one. From what I've noticed is people that aren't afraid about having others succeed tend to succeed themselves. And the reason because that I think that is that people that want to bring up others with them tend to have people or tend to bring into their inner circle people that are smarter at certain things because we know we all can't do everything. So there's always going to be room for smart people with taxes, business planning, things like that, where you can bring those on board and help them succeed within the company and then help others succeed as well, which returns the favor in your side. Number 12 is they're positive. This is a big one as well. I think a lot of people are ultimately negative too much of the time. The people that are successful, I've noticed, are a lot more positive. They have a more positive outlook on things. When it's raining, they think, oh, it's great. The grass is going to grow nice for them. While somebody that's negative is going to think it's raining, I can't go outside. So it's those kind of ways that you can look at things. But I totally agree that being positive helps out tremendously. It helps you not only um, mentally, I think, lets you get through hard times better than being negative, and it opens up opportunities as well, I believe. And number 13, they don't follow the herd. Following the herd is basically following up with your neighbor Joneses, just like the other article mentioned it. They practice good etiquette. This is where you obviously dress nice for the occasion. You have good table manners. You're polite to other people. You treat people with kindness and with respect. And I think that helps out. There's a great book by, I can't think of the author right now, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I think it's by Benjamin Graham, if I'm not mistaken. But that's a great book to read if you have time to read it. Number 15, they dedicate 15 to 30 minutes a day to just thinking. I think we all do that anyways right now. We all have time, whether it's in the cars, in the shower, when we're going for a walk or anything like that. We all have that time where we can just think about things that we're going through, things that we want to pursue. And that's a good way to kind of clear your mind a little bit, adjust your goals, adjust your planning, and I have no problem with that one at all. Number 16, they seek feedback. Seeking feedback is great, especially for new ideas. You want to get good criticism, obviously, take it in. You don't have to listen to everything that somebody else says, but getting that feedback from somebody else that has either gone through it, is going through it right now, or can help find a way to avoid some obstacles is always a great thing. I have no problem with that. And the last one, they never give up. Um, that's a big one as well. A lot of times, entrepreneurs will get, doors shut in their face. It's countless no's, but they never give up on their dream, on their plans, and they pursue through them. Um, so in this, I wanted to read this part in it. Self-made millionaires are persistent. They never quit on their dream. They would rather go down with the ship than quit. Corey wrote, and I completely agree. Sometimes you just have this gut feeling that you know you're going to make it, regardless of how many no's you might hear along the way. There's a bunch of stories, different entrepreneurs, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. Everybody has gone through it at some point in their lives, and I think that's a great trait to have if you're going to try to become a millionaire, is don't give up. Uh, and the only thing I can say is, try to read a lot, try to get rest, try to get exercise, take yourself out of the comfort zone as much as you can. That'll obviously help you grow as an individual. Be kind to others. Listen to advice. Um, do whatever you can to open up your mind to the other possibilities that are out there for you. The world is not a black and white color spectrum. It's black and a bunch of gray in the middle and some white. So I think with that, I'm just going to close it up on it. I hope you guys found this video useful. I ask you guys to subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and thank you very much for watching. If you find this video useful, please share it with your friends, and then you can also find me on my Patreon page if you wanted to support this channel and the things that I'm doing. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out. I don't want to spend a lot of time on videos, so I just want to get you guys the information that you can use without a lot of fluff. I hope you guys appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.